Welcome to Champion Ways. I'm Kyle Alderink, where we are all about performance. And today's topic, we're going to go over self-talk and how it can help or hurt you, and some must-know secrets about self-talk. We're going to cover that right now. Okay, so the first thing we have to understand as human beings, we have 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day, and 80% of those are negative. So human beings and people, we are wired to think on a negative basis. And the problem is the more we think about something, the more likely it is to happen. The more likely we are to believe it. Okay, so the more you hear something, the more you say something, the more it becomes a deep belief. So we have to be super cautious about our self-talk on the golf course, and more importantly, again, in training. We have to train ourselves. So again, where I think everything gets lost in golf is we always look at the day of the performance, and everything that's happening out there is happening before the day of the performance. It's how we train. It's how we train our thoughts. So we have to understand what's going on. So the first thing we want to do is we want to get it out of our heads and on paper. That's the best thing we can ever do. Your first task is write down every single negative thought you've had on the golf course or in practice about yourself. Write it down and make a good and bad list, if you will. So you're going to split the paper in two, and you're going to just literally, bad thoughts, you're going to write them all out. And the most powerful thing you can do is on the right side of that is write out the thoughts that would be productive and place that. Now again, I'm not the type of person that's going to sit here and say, oh, everybody's a winner, feel great about yourself, and kind of lying to yourself, because that is not me at all. And the big thing we got to just understand though is how to take these negative thoughts, the I sucks, I shouldn't be here, whatever it is, we got to learn to replace that with good, productive thoughts. Again, it's not just the, oh, I feel great and all that stuff, because all those little tricks and tips on the course don't work if you're not prepared and you don't train to do this, okay? So we have to train our self-talk, and it starts by knowing what it needs to be. It can be different for anybody. A good start and a good baseline is when you hit a great shot, absolutely, that's how I hit it, and reinforce it. And again, just understanding this is how I play. This is how I do it. The more it's this is how I do this, and if I don't, I'm going to do it better. That's always the approach we got to take at this. So again, positive self-talk is I got this, I will, I can. Never I want to, I hope to. Okay? Never I want to, I hope to. It's always got to be about what you are going to do. This is how you do it. And repeating that over and over and over. Okay? So again, being able to take some thoughts about yourself, this is part 2 of this, and write it down on a 3x5 card, what you want to be on the golf course, who you want to be on the golf course. You're going to take a 3x5 card, and you're literally going to write out, how you want to walk, how you want to talk, how people are going to see you. You're going to write out a little paragraph on this 3x5 card, and I want you to put that where you're going to see it over and over and over, and read that to yourself. Put one in your golf bag and pull that out and remind yourself, this is who I am out here. This is who I'm going to be. Anytime you catch yourself with that, I suck, I'm horrible, I shouldn't be here, it was such a bad shot, all that stuff has got to go. It has to go, because it's garbage, all right? And truthfully, you might suck, but the way I look at it is you're just not there yet. But again, when you are understanding the process and knowing how to get there, and understanding, again, just the thoughts you are putting in your own head, how that's going to affect you, that's going to change the game. So today, I want you to get all those negative thoughts out of your head, write them down, write down a column of thoughts that you want to replace with, then make a 3x5 card about who you're going to be on the golf course, how you're going to walk, how you're going to talk, how you're going to act, and most importantly, how people are going to see you. So again, when you walk up, how do you want people to describe who you are and who the person they're going to play with looks like, talks like, acts like? And the more you can define that and become that person every day in practice, your game is going to rocket to a whole nother level because you're going to keep building belief. That's what it's all about. That's what changes the game. So again, if you like these little tips about performance, make sure to hit that subscribe button because we're going to keep rolling, keep awesome interviews coming. And again, stay tuned.